Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome to 2023. Now, 2022 was an absolute wild ride in the Boston real estate market. We started off really hot, cooled down quite significantly. So what I thought I would do in this video is give you guys my predictions for the 2023 Boston real estate market. I'll talk about exactly what I think is going to happen, is the slowness going to continue to persist, and what you should know about condos, single families, and multifamilies all in the Boston market. So if you're going to be making moves in the Boston real estate market in 2023, make sure to stay tuned. So with that, let's get at it. What's going on, guys? My name is Lior, and welcome back to my channel. Now, before I get into the meat and potatoes of the video, a few super quick things, guys. Number one, if this is your first time on my channel, first of all, welcome. I am a Boston-based realtor, and I do these videos all the time talking about Boston, Boston real estate, and everything in between. So make sure to tune into the channel, subscribe if you haven't. I put out a lot of different content here. And number two, guys, if you're thinking about making any sort of move in the Boston real estate market, whether you're looking to buy a home, sell a home, invest in a home, whatever it may be, me and my team get so many calls all the time from you guys watching our videos, and we absolutely love each and single one of those calls. So if you're thinking about making any sort of move, make sure you hit us up and we will definitely help you out. So let's get right into it. And as I said in the intro, right, 2022 was just an absolute wild year in Boston real estate, right? We started off the year super hot, like 2021. Things were just cranking. Homes were flying off the shelf within days. I mean, things were selling 50, 100, 150,000 over ask like it was no one's business. I mean, it was just incredible to see the activity we had in the beginning of early 2022. Now, as a lot of you guys probably know, around the summertime or so, we kind of started to hit the brakes pretty hard, mainly driven by interest rate increases, right? The Fed increased the interest rates. All of a sudden, mortgage rates went way up. And, in consequence, the markets kind of hit a break, right? All of a sudden, things were sitting on the market way longer. Things were, days on market went up. Things weren't selling over ask anymore. It was at ask or even below ask. And as we kind of finished out 2022, what we kind of saw through that slowness of the market was, there was a little bit of a price correction, right? I mean, there was probably about a 5 to 10% price correction in certain parts of the market around the Boston area. So that bodes the question, okay, well, that's what happened in 2022. What do we think is going to happen in 2023, right? And, before answering that, we have to talk a little bit more broad, right? So, a lot of people think that we are in already or we're about to hit a recession in the US. And, whether that's true or not, whether we're already in one or not, there's obviously something going on, right? There's obviously slowness going on throughout the marketplaces. The stock market has not been performing. There's, a lot of talks about layoffs. We're clearly going through something economically right now. How do I think this will impact the Boston real estate market? Well, I think it's probably going to stay at a kind of a slower pace, at least for the first good chunk of the year, right? I don't see the market re-accelerating all of a sudden. I think we're going to kind of be at a little bit of a slower pace. Things aren't necessarily going to be ripping off the shelf day one. Maybe some really nice homes or something really exquisite might. But generally, I think we're going to continue to have a little bit of a slower paced market. You're going to see listings sit on the market for much longer periods of times, right? They're going to take more time to sell. Pricing wise, we're not going to have bidding wars. Things will probably sell at asking, maybe a little bit below asking price as well. Do I think we're going to have another major correction in pricing in the market? Honestly, I mean, if I knew, I would be a billionaire, so I don't know. But, my best guess at it is probably not, right? I mean, Boston is known to be, in particular, a very resilient and strong market. That, that I always tell people that's the reason why we pay these kind of astronomical pricing here, right? There's a reason we pay it, and it's because there's a lot less volatility typically, right? We don't go up as much as maybe other markets and as quickly, but we also don't go down as hard as many other markets. So, I don't think we're going to see major corrections or major alterations in pricing. Again, we already kind of hit like a 5 to 10% decline in pricing compared to 2021 values. I don't really see it going a lot below unless there's something major, right? Unless interest rates go up even more, or there's a really bad recession or something really bad happens economically speaking, besides something extreme happening, I just don't see a lot more volatility happening in the Boston market. Now, I will say, I think multifamily and single family are probably going to be a little bit more resistant in pricing than condos. Condos, especially around the city, tend to be a little bit more volatile, right? Single families, multifamilies, they tend to have a little bit more demand. They tend to have a lot more interest. I think those are going to kind of be a little bit more resilient as well, just in case you're looking at one versus the other. But, I think the takeaway is the same, right? As I said before, I still am a very firm believer in the Boston market. At the end of the day, we still have a major housing shortage, right? Whether recession or not, we need more housing, particularly in Boston. We don't have enough of it. So we are in a housing shortage. I think that's going to continue to help. Fundamentally, as I said before, Boston's continue to be really strong, right? I mean, if you've seen my other videos, you know that I believe in it economically. We have so many different industries, from finance, healthcare, education, biotech, and I'm missing a bunch of other ones, but we're just a very resilient and diverse economy that's really strong, right? So I don't see a lot more volatility, to be honest, in the future, unless something crazy happens. Now, one other thing that I think will happen as interest rates remain kind of high, at least for now, unless people are buying homes, one thing you'll probably notice is the rental market's probably going to continue to stay pretty strong, I think. So rents, I think, are going to stay up there. They're probably not going to decrease, and they might actually even increase a little bit, right? Because if we still have this housing shortage problem, less people can afford to buy homes today, probably means the rental market's going to stay pretty strong. So, especially if you're an investor or someone with an investor mindset, that is a good note to take note of. That's going to be important as well. So that's what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to kind of have this slowness play out through 2022 or 2023. Sorry, still takes time for me to get used to say that. But what I think will happen maybe towards the end of 2023, again, depends on a lot of things economically and more broadly speaking, but I think there's a chance by the end of 2023, we might ramp it up a little bit back more towards normal levels. Maybe that fall or early winter time, we'll kind of see that happening again. But again, that's probably my best prediction. This is not fact. I have no idea what the future holds for us, but putting on my hat, that's kind of the most logical thing I see playing out in the Boston real estate market. So hopefully that's helpful, guys. Of course, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, make sure you put them below, and I will definitely help you out.